Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Dish Bit Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Fandango.
Got Mikey Miguel over here.
And the Crow.
And El Padre Chocolate again.
Welcome back this week. It is fucking hot outside today. It's getting ridiculous.
It's retarded
Yeah.
how hot it is.
But I didn't realize how useful those little, the things you put in your windshield to like reflect the heat. I can't remember what they're called, like window visors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I have one. I never use it, but
You should use it. Bro, it'll drop the temperature in your car by like 10 degrees. It'll make it to where your AC will kick on faster if you do have AC. You know, I know a lot of people in Houston don't. 'Cause that's like the
I can't believe that.
AC in Houston, Texas is the hardest working thing ever.
It's because it like puts so much wear and tear on your AC units, like in your car or your house. Or
When
your
your
apartment.
car is fucking 200 degrees and you're trying to crank that AC to cool it down, it has to work extra hard.
You
You want to know something funny? The first thing that stopped working on my 2018 was the AC line. It's a $1,600 fix.
Oh, your compressor.
Yeah.
Christ. You got it fixed though.
Yeah. No AC.
Fuck that.
Fuck
I had no
that.
AC in my Taurus for 2 years.
So that happened.
no deal. You rolling with the windows down, huh?
Hey man, I don't know. At this point, I'm basically like, I'm not gonna say like used to it, but I'm more tolerant of the heat now that I've gotten older and
I had no
just
AC.
accept it. Basically, you just accept it.
I had like the last Saturn. I had like no AC when I
Laurel
moved to
had
San
the
Antonio.
same Saturn, I think, that you had. Not the last Saturn.
Yeah.
She had like the first Saturn.
Yeah,
ever
it was.
made.
Yeah, it was the same Saturn. Like
For
I
the
had.
people who
I
don't
think it was a
understand
piece of shit.
Texas heat, it's so hot here that G and I were literally just sitting outside in the shade, sweating. It's still 96 degrees in the shade. So there's that.
It's been getting progressively hotter.
But the thing about the shade is, it is 96 degrees, but the sun's not on you. So that's a big factor. Is the sun being on you? That shit's ridiculous. I bought some Reese's cups at Hobby Lobby before on the way back from Home Depot, and bro, they were perfectly fine in the store. I walked out of the store 5 seconds later, they were already starting to melt.
Bro, because it's not the heat, it's the humidity. That's why it's hot in the shade. Like, if it was just 96 degrees and you're in the shade and there was a cool breeze blowing, you'd probably be like, okay. But the fact that the humidity's there, so now the air around you is 110 degrees.
It's more like it's like a damp air. It's like you're in a sauna almost.
It's
It's like a light sauna.
You open your fucking front door and it hits you in the face like if you had your oven at 350 and just opened that hoe and stuck your head in. It's stupid. I hate the fucking heat here. It's so different. Like when I had no AC in San Antonio, I was actually okay with that. With the wind coming through the car was enough to make you not sweat.
I do think it has gotten hotter over the past couple years.
Man, progressively hotter.
Not like anything crazy. It has been getting hotter. I mean, bro, we've gotten 100-degree days before.
It's also rained more than any summer I can remember.
I think everyone just thinks it's getting hotter, but it's always just gets this hot.
it's always
every
this
year.
hot.
But we always miss, okay, hear me out. We always miss like 40 days of winter down here.
That's always been a thing.
I don't miss that. I don't want to be.
No, I do. I'd
No.
rather have seasons than 8 months of summer.
You can keep all the seasons. I'd rather it just be one season all year long. Just
Yeah,
make it
fall.
spring.
Spring all year long.
Spring is hot in Texas. There is no spring in Texas.
There
Yeah,
is
there
Spring
a
is like
spring.
March.
Yeah.
1 month.
St. Patrick's Day. That's spring.
I
And
love,
even then, it's
I
still
love
as hot as fuck.
spring. Spring's my favorite season.
Yeah.
But like it does. We definitely do have a spring.
We
Like,
do.
Pollen is in full effect. Like there's a lot.
I mean, that's
of
not
shit
what
going
I
on.
think of when I think of spring pollen. I think of
Well,
like all the plants blooming. Like,
which causes pollen.
yes, but that's gonna happen. That happens regardless in Texas. Even if so, the plants, the flowers and shit, they all survive the winter 9 times out of 10. So they don't die. They don't wither and then rebloom. What I'm talking about is in spring, those plants bloom. And when I lived in Wisconsin, the pollen wasn't as bad. I think because of our weather cycle, the pollen is a lot worse during those seasons.
Yeah, because most plants can, like you said, survive the winter. So whenever it's spring and they got a new bunch of other plants with it, and it's double the pollen.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. It's fucking annoying though, and I don't enjoy spring here. I do like spring as a concept, but I don't enjoy it here. Like you have the yellow shit all over the cars, and you're sneezing constantly.
That's only because of these fucking
The trees,
Texas live oak trees.
Yeah.
If you lived anywhere else in Texas, you ain't got that problem. But they shed all their leaves.
It's only in Houston?
Well, no, it's all over Texas. They're
Oh,
indigenous.
you said
to-
if you live anywhere
Other
other
than
than Texas.
Texas,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But yeah,
I mean, shit, where else is it other than Texas, bro?
I don't think any place counts.
Shit's
Any
built.
place doesn't exist.
You know they got a lady governor in New York City now.
Thank God. Someone
Yeah, at least they got fucking Cuomo's ass out of there.
I need to get something needs to go on in that fucking city.
I like his brother.
Yeah, the guy on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's cool.
Dude, we're gonna turn into New York eventually.
Because they're all gonna migrate here. Let's just go over there.
Dude, no, here's what we need to do. Name a shitty state.
Idaho.
Arizona, Mississippi.
I'm not fucking moving to Mississippi.
No,
Fuck that.
Idaho.
You might as well just move to a different part of Texas. It's still hot and humid there.
That's what I said,
And it's like
Ohio.
the most racist state out there.
Louisiana,
shitty state.
Alabama. All
True. Okay.
Tennessee.
Now we're narrowing it down then. Mississippi is a no-go. Not Arizona. It's too fucking hot.
Yeah.
but it's
So-
dry. It's a dry
But it's
heat.
still hot as fuck and
They have
sand
some
gets in everywhere.
Really good
That's
bud
true.
out there.
What?
They have really good bud out there.
I'll tell
There's
you,
good bud in Seattle. Like
I'll tell
can
you
go
a
live in
shitty
Seattle,
state.
but it's on fire, right?
South Dakota.
Florida.
Oh
No.
Florida.
That's still the
you said a
South.
shitty state.
Not
like,
in the South then, damn it.
Okay, they're all in the South.
All those states y'all just
Louisiana.
named. There's 50
Alabama.
states, guys. We don't need to name all the South Southern states. You get-
They all suck if it's not Texas or LA.
Idaho's a good one.
Yeah.
Move to Idaho. It's probably cheap to live there.
They got a bunch of potatoes there.
Who
You don't
doesn't
potato?
like potatoes?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You go to Nebraska, everyone loves corn.
Have you seen Mars?
Kind of racist.
Nebraska's so boring though. I've been there. It
What do
sucks.
you do? What do you do that's exciting?
I mean, I know the things that there are to do around here. You
I
know,
have
like
options.
I mean, I know what I
Yeah.
You
could
go to
do
work, you
around
chill, you hang out with people.
here. Houston is like definitely more active of a city than anywhere in
And I don't
Nebraska.
take part in most of it.
No, but I tell you what, I've been to other cities and other countries. I always come back to Houston.
Cheers to that.
Honestly,
H-Town.
don't think like if the rent keeps going up, I don't think I want to live here anymore.
I would want to do
The
small
only-
town.
Actually, Texas has lower rent than most other states in the country. Why do you think they're all coming here? No taxing.
It's gonna keep going up, and then eventually, when everybody leaves there, those prices may go down.
Mm.
Hopefully,
It's a good
Texas is
theory,
where
but I don't think that that's happening.
Texas is where it's at, man.
Don't worry. There'll be things go up like that, and then the market will bottom out, and they'll all drop again. That's what happened in
so are they gonna
2008.
lower my rent? I doubt it.
Yeah, that's what happened. Like in 2008, when the fucking housing market fucking imploded, all rent was like dropped by half. It was like from 1 year I was paying like, and rent was still cheap then, but I was paying like $700 a month, and it went to $575 the
No
next
way.
year. The next year, yeah,
Bro,
because
you were
everybody
paying
was.
$700 a month.
Yeah,
Jesus, I would have killed. I'd kill for that.
this is in 2008,
like I'm at the point in my life
and it went to
where I
and it
don't
went to
want a
5.
roommate.
It's nice not having a roommate.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm tired of having to deal like today. My skillet. Every time someone uses it, they just leave it dirty. And I'm like, that's not good for the fucking skillet. Like
Cast iron.
If I do it, it's
Iron.
Yeah, it's
Cast
cast iron.
iron,
If I do it, it's okay. It's my fucking skillet.
right?
But I don't want you breaking my shit because then I'll have to charge you up to replace it. I don't like doing that. That shit happens all the time when you have a roommate.
No, I was gonna make a comment, but I don't want to make that comment. It
No,
would've been
honestly,
for fun,
like
but-
I've lived alone for the last year. You know, like since the start of 2020, it's awesome. You know, like
But here's the other aspect of that. I don't want to. Like, if I move on my own, I'm gonna be paying double what I pay now.
Yep.
there's that.
That's
yeah,
always-
it's a
fun.
lot more of a struggle. I'll
That's
give
the
you
whole
that.
point
Yeah,
to
I'm
the
always
roommate.
broke.
So I'm probably gonna have a roommate
What it is?
until I
mean,
can
it just-
sort that financial
It just
situation out.
depends on how badly you want to live alone.
Hey, bro, like
Not that bad.
I
I still enjoy like having my free time to pursue other avenues. Like not like you don't, right? I'm just saying like, and I think you might make more money than I do because you're like an assistant manager, and on average you probably make more money than I do. I haven't done the calculations, and I probably should like 1 month add my money up, average it out, and see what that's about. But I really don't. And I need to sort of budget out, but I also don't do that, and that's
But it's a
Part-
fun
Man, that's the hardest thing. That's literally my biggest thing.
That's
Like,
everyone's.
I wish I knew how to be financially responsible and
Have more
budget
money.
my money. Yeah,
That's everyone.
That's the goal.
Right.
Like,
Y'all
What
are
it-
doing it.
what
Just
it
put it
is-
all together. I mean,
bro, shut up. Bro, I'm not about to put you on blast, but shut up. Like,
y'all are doing it. Like
doing what?
you're doing it.
What
and
is he
you're
doing?
doing it. Just put it all together. Like
What?
What
you're
stop
you're
speaking
splitting
in tongues.
the costs of everything by spreading it out with other
Oh, okay.
roommates, and you're taking care of everything, so you know when and this and that, and you're dealing with the stress of not. So,
I'm talking
I mean,
about I only need to spend like every week I need to spend only this much money on this, only this much money on this, and also have I don't have any savings right now.
yeah, I think I
Since
get
the
what
whole-
you're saying.
Since the whole COVID, what you're saying is we're basically we've taken steps to do that kind of stuff, but I haven't sat down in like a real budget. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
Yeah,
y'all would be
yeah,
good
yeah.
roommates.
For sure. I mean,
That was my next comment. I was
I'm
going
real
to say
I'm a real considerate.
the
roommate,
reason
so we
why
probably-
you've had not success, no offense to anybody here or listening, is you haven't lived with good roommates. Like, I've lived with good roommates. Like, we were brothers, well, not like actual brothers, but we were very close, and we like to have fun and party. But when it came down to like taking care of the house, making like shit's clean, and we sat down and all talked and like, hey, look, when we talk about what's going on in the house, this is our safe zone. No one's feelings are getting hurt in here. We're just talking about what we see and what would be constructive, and it's all criticism. And then when we walk away from this table, we fucking like this conversation. Basically, it's not like it never happened, but we now are on the same page, you know. And you never had a problem with, and if like, you just need people that aren't going to get butthurt in that situation.
Yeah, man.
I don't think DJ's a bad roommate. I think he's.
I'm not saying he's a shitty roommate.
I
I'm just
say
saying
if you have your average roommate, like an average roommate, here's what they do.
One
They
out of
do
10,
the-
you can't use 7.
What?
1 out of 10, you can't use 7.
oh, he's asking you to rate him.
1 out of 10.
Yeah.
I can't use 7.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
7 is like
It's like
it's
the-
like the cop out
Yeah.
answer. Like,
It's like saying you can't give this kid a C, D or B, or F or B. Anyway, F or A. So, what I was saying is, I'll give you a number. I'll give you a number. An average roommate, you assume they do these things. They pay their rent,
On
their
time.
rent and bills on time,
yeah,
and they clean up after themselves.
yeah,
That is it.
yeah,
Those are the two things of an average roommate.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
DJ pays his bills on time,
yeah.
but he does not always clean up after himself, or at all.
But he also won't allow you to coach him or critique about it without
I think
a
it's just,
situation
here's
happening.
the thing. I can't change this about myself, but the way I think maybe it's because me and DJ basically grew up together.
Yeah, it might be your approach.
It's
Well, here's the thing. There's no approach I could do if I go soft on him.
they're
he
already
won't
so
listen.
close. Yeah.
If I'm not a dick, it won't stick in his brain.
He
The only
knows
things
him.
that will stick in his brain is if I like not insult him, but be like get on his ass, like and not like to sound like a dick, but make him feel like a kid. Or if
You
that's
gotta
the
call him
only
out
way
about
to
it.
make him like remember things. But the thing is with DJ is he just does his own thing, man. He lives in his own world. Like oftentimes, like he'll leave a mess, and or something like he'll leave the fucking cheese out or the coffee creamer, or just he'll like cook something and leave something out. And he's gotten better about it over the couple years that we've been living, like in the past couple years. But it's definitely irritating. And then there's the aspect of like, I don't know, man. It just feels like he just lives here. He doesn't want it to. He doesn't feel
He
like
treats
it's his
this
home.
place like his mom's house.
Yeah, basically, and it's
That's what it
and
is.
it's his mom's fault, really. Even when we were kids, every time she would come in the room and be like, "Hey guys, there's a dish full of a sink full of dishes," DJ would just ignore her,
He'd be like, "That's cool." It would keep playing
and
video
I'm in
games
there, and I'm like living there or whatever, or staying a week, so I feel obligated to go do that shit. Because she'll do this thing where she's not looking at anyone in particular. She just wants it done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And me
That was
and
my
Blake
parents'
would
thing. I
always-
don't care who does it.
Me and Blake would always be the one to do it. So he got into this habit of being like, people are just gonna accept me as this, and just work with it.
We We had lists.
So I give him a 6.
We had
No,
lists.
it's understandable. And see, and I love DJ.
That's not bad.
I love him.
No, I
I'm
love him
with
too.
you.
That's the only reason why I still live with him is because I love him, and it could be
he's
worse.
like he's your brother.
I
He's
could
your
be
brother.
living with Drew.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, he's your brother, and he will learn that way when he moves in with a girl.
Not if
He
not if it's
will-
anything like his last girlfriend. Girls can be just as lazy as guys. Just let me get that clear.
For sure.
If not
Yeah.
lazier sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, they're
Like,
lazy
bro.
on certain things, and
exactly,
then they make
because
sure
Laurel's
that
a neat freak at her house, but at Rockfish, she don't give a fuck.
yeah. But no,
Not throwing shade at Laurel, but it's
they're
kinda
lazy
funny.
about certain things too. Certain things that are already just because you're a man.
Trash.
That's your job now.
Carrying
and shit like
groceries.
that.
Oh my gosh, I've been wanting to talk to you guys about this. If you had to categorize the things you felt were your responsibility just because you had a penis, how many things do you think would be on your list? 10?
There's a lot.
20?
I mean, honestly,
30?
as a man,
As a
there's
man,
a lot of
there's a
things
lot,
that
bro.
I feel like I'm responsible for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
And women know your list by heart. You're supposed to open my door. And you said this was a date. You're supposed to spend $100 or more on this
now,
date.
hold on.
And-
Before you
Bad
get too
numbers
before
now.
before
Yeah.
you get too far,
What girls are you talking
before you
to?
get too far, let me stop you there. We live now in a society where women are equals.
Times a change.
So
Times
They've always been
have
equal,
So we're
sir.
talking
cha-
about
all
modern
right,
women
all
now
right,
then.
all right,
joking.
exactly.
I'm
But
joking.
It's the Titanic theory, though, Mark. Remember that one?
Yeah, exactly.
I
get it.
I will open a door for someone.
Chivalry is not dead.
I'll hold an umbrella for you while I get wet.
Yeah.
I'll do all
And
that.
I will do that. I will do all the gentleman things, but I will do those gentleman things when I fucking feel like doing those things.
So as a feminist,
I'm not for every girl.
Yeah,
right?
like I'm not gonna do those things for each and everybody.
Every
Like
girl
you
doesn't-
can lift
It
that
should-
heavy shit just like I can lift that heavy shit. We are all fucking equal. Like so, like I will do those things, but
He's
like
preaching.
it's- yeah,
but
like-
as a man, if you saw a woman was
Praise be his
struggling,
name.
wouldn't you feel like it was
Church
your
of G.
responsibility
Church of
to
G.
use your the strength you were given to get that job done?
Church of
it
Jesus.
would depend. It would honestly depend. Like
See,
Okay,
But
so
see, look-
that's why we say
Mark.
modern.
The thing
Yes.
about that's the thing about doing shit like that. If you it shouldn't just be like assume you go out on a date with a chick and you expect to get sex from her, right? That's not how you should go into thinking about a date, right?
Right.
It's the same thing about like a dude you just met. Like obviously you're gonna hold the door for the girl, like it's a sign of respect. But there's certain things like I'm not about to spend $200 on this first date.
Right.
What the hell is wrong with you? I don't even know who you are.
That was a topic on a podcast I was watching. Like, how much is the appropriate amount to spend on a first
Now,
date?
if I am a billionaire, I'll spend a couple $100 on a date. Like,
Majority women think
but I am an
$100.
average
Look,
Joe.
at least $100 is a round number.
But that's a
Agreed.
first date, getting
Yeah.
to know someone that you may never see again.
Well, either
Yeah,
way,
it
it's
just
I mean,
depends on
you
the
have
gambling.
to think. You have to think about that $100 as an investment.
Thank you. You're
I'm
gambling
trying.
with it.
I'm trying to invest in this.
You're gonna yell,
'cause,
"Where's my return on
like, think about it
investment,
like
bitch?"
this. You know that either way you have to pay for it, right? Like
Yeah.
either way you're gonna pay.
It's like you take
that
$100
$100 is a down payment on. I'm gonna get some peas, like eventually.
So-
Now
from
we
you,
went from
like-
being reasonably respectful, now we're like edging towards scumbag
But
again.
I mean, I'm just saying.
No,
like,
I get it.
yeah,
This
like-
is an all guy podcast.
For-
We gotta have it.
For
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about our first date as an adventure. I'm getting to know
Adventure?
someone. Yeah, I'm getting to know someone. So let us go through these things together. And how can I spend less than $100 to have this? Or where can my adventure take me for $100? Is something I might how I might approach it. Like,
You know, I just thought of this. Going on we're talking about this price of dates, and the whole dinner and a movie is often criticized by girls these days, which I think is ridiculous.
it's a huge
because
cop out.
yeah.
it's not.
No, that's
But
their
no, to
argument.
them.
In my opinion, it's a good estimation of if you can hold a conversation at dinner and also shut the fuck up during this movie.
But see, that's how us
Like
guys.
there's you know, there,
I
you
like
can-
that
you-
view.
yeah,
I like
that's
that
a- that's a-
viewpoint.
you
Yeah.
can
make little
Great.
comments during the movie like, "Oh, that's cool. I know that actor." Da da da. But if there are people who will constantly talk during a movie.
constantly.
So that's how I know if I want to have a conversation with you during a meal. There's all kinds of things you can judge from dinner and a movie.
Yeah,
you
that's
can
true.
judge how much a girl eats, how comfortable she is around you,
Bro.
what she's willing to say. And
That's
then
why
the
I
mo-
do. Like, yeah, I figured out it.
Phone
Like,
call.
I figured out that litmus thing. No, not just the phone call, but I figured out that litmus for like getting to know somebody on the first date. Like, that's the test, right? That you can conversation. And
If you mention a dinner
movie.
and a movie and she's a bitch about it, block that hoe.
I throw the bar in.
Block
I
her.
go to a bar that you can get
Yeah, 'cause
food
she's
at.
bougie. Yeah,
She's
agreed.
already not worth it, bro. You
Yeah,
don't
she's
even know
bougie.
this bitch.
Yeah.
Imagine when you do know her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I see.
Yeah.
My thing is drinking, right?
enough.
I wanna drink and conversate and then eat. And so I'll throw in to get a late movie, or not too late because you don't want them to think like, oh, you're getting out of here.
Yeah,
real
something
late.
around 9 or
Something around
10.
9
Yeah,
or 10, yeah.
yeah.
And then but you go to a bar first. You're like, let's get a couple drinks, and da 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 da. Because that way the movie and there's food there, so you
That's
can
a
order.
quick dinner and a movie.
Yeah, you can order food and you have drinks, and then you know like if they drink, what they're like, and how they converse, and then
Like if
you
she drinks
sit
And
through
then
the
they're a
movie.
little bit loose.
Like, they're a little
also.
bit loose.
Yeah,
She drinks
yeah.
bourbon. Let's go.
Let's go. And then you might break the ice big time, and then you're gonna go sit in the movie, and then one of two things might happen. She might just chill and watch the movie and shut up, or, and great, or y'all could be fucking making out or some shit by the end. Like, fuck this movie.
I will never make out in a movie theater. I'm
No?
here to watch a fucking movie. We can go home and make out.
I'm not
During
talking
a movie
about.
I don't care about.
I'm not talking about like I'm gonna fucking make out for like 20, like through the whole fucking movie.
Yeah,
But like, at
that's
least
what
you
I
can-
always assume when I hear making out. I'm like, it's gonna be a session.
I
Like,
have the best.
I'm not in
movie
high school
story.
anymore. I can't do that shit anymore.
The first time I saw Avengers, oh man,
You banged in the movie theater.
Studio Movie Grill.
I love Studio Movie Group.
oh my god, I just had a repressed memory from a couple years ago. Holy shit! Go ahead, continue story, Martin.
Yeah, I was meeting one of my custos that I was trying to holla at, back when I was still working at the pizza spot. So it was like, dang girl, like when you gonna let me? And they had gotten tipsy at the movies because they serve alcohol. And
Oh,
she
yeah,
was like,
too.
why don't you just watch the movie after you bring me? Da 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 da. So I did, and we did, and one thing turned into another. It's so dark in there, and they have those trays
This-
that kind of.
Yeah, but what about?
Rotate?
Yeah, and the seats go back though,
So she goes under that tray while the movie's going on.
bro.
And the waiter comes by and everything all right, sir? He hits my foot. So he doesn't know, excuse me, sir, that there's someone under the tray. He just thinks that I'm there watching the movie. So I'm like, man.
Really
this is like-
attentive, like.
This is like the best. Like, oh, like, dang, like, man. So yeah, the movies have always been, especially as a younger teenager, there weren't many places you could go and get privacy with a girl.
That was the thing.
Your parents would take you.
We would skip school in the middle of the day, and then get into AMC 30. So we'd just wait by the exit door, and somebody leaves, and then we'd slip in, and then let somebody in the side door pass the tickets.
Yep. Once
And then
somebody
we in
get
there-
in, you good.
All day long, and it could be you and the guys just go hopping from movie to movie, or we would literally spend all day long on a Saturday at the movie theater. Bring a chick there, you go to see fucking like chick flick at 10:30 in the morning. Ain't nobody in that fucking movie theater. Nobody.
The
You're
thing
just
we
like,
used to do was we give them our Letterman at school. And if they would wear it down the hallway, all the people would know, like, oh, she's talking to so and so.
oh yeah.
And then you'd invite them, come on, girl. We're going to talk about you being my girl. Let's go to the movies. And then you kind of see how far you could get into your relationship before, y'all was official
Yeah.
at the movies. So
I love how you put relationship in air quotes, bro.
Official at the movies.
we were kids and we were doing things
Just imagine,
so
like,
bad.
I just imagine you guys stop laughing directly into the mic. You're peeking so fucking hard.
Sorry.
That's funny.
I just imagine like an Elvis impersonator like marrying y'all like half-assed in the aisle of the movie theater.
Man, the movies.
Do you promise to hold?
I made out with so many girls at the movies. Like,
Bro, I stopped doing the letter jacket thing where you get a girlfriend, you give them your letter jacket, right? My best friend, he gave this girl his letter jacket. They broke up. She kept that hoe.
not
Bruh.
as much as
Talk
we
about it
paid
was
for
a
them
gift.
things.
I was like, bro, I would go over there.
It was not a gift.
And then she started
The
dating
thing
this
is
other.
hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, my mama would have went to your house.
She started dating this other chick then, and started telling people he turned her lesbian. This is all in high school. It was
Well, I mean, that's convenient.
crazy.
That's a convenient thing to say. Of course, you can say, "Yeah, the last guy I was ever with turned me lesbian."
but you know how high
you
school
know you
was.
were a lesbian
Yeah.
before that.
Now you stole this dude's fucking letter jacket. He
You
was in
saw
ROTC
Little Mermaid
too.
and wanted to know what was.
That's what he gets for being an ROTC.
Yeah, I never agreed with it. Mine was from marching band, baseball.
And it's funny that you ended up in the Marines. I wonder if that guy ended up in the Marines.
No, he joined the Navy,
Oh God.
but then he wanted to be a master diver. You ever seen that movie with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
that? Men of Honor?
That's a great movie.
Awesome movie, right? Well, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a master diver.
Cuba's been canceled, so we can't say too much about.
Has
him.
he?
Has he?
Yeah, he's a predator.
Really?
No,
In what
Total
regard?
predator.
bro, no.
There's been
Hold on.
dozens of
While you
women
look
that
that
have
up.
come out
I'm looking at it.
Look that
talking
up.
about how he's pervy. There are clips of him
That's the Aziz
perving out
Ansari.
on a bar. No, Cuba.
People were trying to
Anyway.
say no,
And
no.
he's
People were
an
trying to say that
alcoholic.
shit about Aziz too.
Anyway, so he wanted to be in the
He's
Navy
not,
for
bro.
that. He's not. Watch.
I'm trying to tell y'all. I be watching Cancel Court.
Cancel court.
Bro, I'm not
Anyway.
saying anything about it. It's like Cuba Gooding Jr. movies, net worth.
He's not canceled. Anyway,
on.
so that's what he wanted to do. So the Navy told him that that's what he was going to be.
Bro, I typed in Cuba Gooding Jr. canceled and it didn't even have a response.
That's cancel culture working, bro. He doesn't have any new gigs, does he? Because his ass is
That's
done.
not how it
so.
works. You'd still see slam pieces against him, fool.
Well, he's got money. He's paying to get those took down.
He wins. He won that case.
He won that cancel court case.
Accused of unwanted sexual touching. I guarantee he put his hand on the small of their back and they were trying to get his ass.
On her thigh, on camera at this bar.
Can't be nobody now.
There's-
Okay.
There was a bunch.
That's not doesn't make you a predator.
There's a bunch of women. That
I put
came
my hand on
forward.
people's shoulder and leg all the fucking
So
time.
that one instance has canceled Cuba Gooding Jr. altogether.
The actor is facing
does that
charges.
mean
Hold
that-
on, guys. The actor is facing charges of touching one woman's breast and another's buttocks. And prosecutors say 12 others have come forward with allegations. And yet you protect Chris Brown.
I'm not protecting Chris Brown. I was just sharing the information that I'd heard.
Where's the
with
information
y'all.
about Cuban then?
I
He's an
wasn't-
actor. He was afforded this kind of lifestyle.
I've seen the pictures and the clips and read the testimonies while it was going on at the time when they were talking about it. So that's when I was familiar with it. And I'd seen him,
When
groping
was
the
that?
woman. I'd seen her reaction at the bar. I'd heard the woman's.
Holy shit! Grant from the MythBusters died.
Yeah,
The Asian guy.
yeah.
Dude, how
Man.
did the Asian guy die? And
You
the
know
old
who I
white man
just
did.
you know who I just found out died?
Fuck, man, the world really is fucked up.
Myra from Family Matters. I didn't know she was dead.
Oh yeah, she did die.
Stomach cancer. A long time ago.
I thought it was like-
I had
Speaking
no
of
clue.
That's what I was trying. You were saying. I was like, I thought that was a long time ago.
Bro, long time ago.
Man, speaking of cancer, I was watching this one video about this one guy who went into the army and he became an aerial gunner in an AC-130.
Nice.
It's not nice. Those dudes are fucked.
Yeah.
There's so much lead in the air. 9 times out of 10 they get cancer, and they have strokes and they start losing their mind. They get the shakes and it's fucking awful. And there was like this one guy who was like, you guys should be on oxygen 100% of the time while in this AC-130 firing these guns. And the army just does not give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't think I see any oxygen tanks.
A lot of the time,
Dude, it's fucked up. I was watching this video about this guy. He was just like, he worked at Toys R Us and he was a stoner and he got fired. And his parents used to be in the military. And he's like, well, maybe I should go to the military and get my life straightened out. And then when you go in, they have the 5 jobs for you to choose or whatever. And his mom's like, you don't really need to choose 5. You can choose 4. And so he chose 4. And the recruiter guy was like, hey, you only have 5 jobs here. I mean, 4 jobs. You need 5. And he was like, but I only need 4. And he was like, go ahead and put the 5th. You might want to put the 5th. And he puts aerial gunner as the 5th, because he was like, I wonder what aerial gunner is. Like,
Because what they would have done, they would have just chose the job that they would have randomly needed him for and put that and then chose that.
here's what the fucked up part is. That was his 5th choice.
Eesh.
They went through 4 choices and gave him his 5th choice.
And they probably didn't even go through. They probably have like
Needed
an
it.
algorithm in their system that was just like, all right, if anybody says they want to be this specific job, no matter what their choice is, we move them up to the top and select them for
He
that.
tried to go to air traffic control. That's what I would do.
Yeah, you want
'Cause
any
even
type
at-
of communications, man. Communications is.
It was fucked up, man. And did they tell you this a lot in the Marines, Michael? Where they were like, you're gonna kill people. Where they did like tell you multiple occasions, like instill into you, you're gonna be killing people.
Yeah, like in the Marines, it's no. You joined a brotherhood knowing that. I joined knowing that I was gonna kill people.
Well, yeah,
like
sure.
it's hyped up to a sense where not only are you gonna kill people, you're going to do it in the most ferocious, tactical way possible with no mercy, as long as that is the objective and that is who you're fucking going after.
For America. Like, for the greatest honor.
Like, you're brainwashed. So you yell, like, you have to do a war cry every day. No, just, yeah! Just like, how would you look when you're extremely angry and you're running into something and with your rifle getting ready to die? Like, how you're going to attack something. And you'd run like that all the time. All the time. In this boot camp, like, everything is done with speed and intensity. Ferocity and tacticalization. Speed and intensity, ferocity, tacticalization. And every day it's like yelled at you until you become that. They break you down to where you feel like you're nothing and you basically want to kill yourself. And that's when they try to escape. You can't escape. And then they just arrest you and set you back a week. You'll do all 4 years that you signed up for in boot camp if you want to. That's your choice. If you want to keep trying to escape and just get the only way out of boot camp, they tell you
Court martial.
No, is either across the, and this is in the Marine Corps. I can't speak for the Navy or the Army, but they tell you there's only 2 ways out of boot camp. One is across that parade deck as a United States Marine. The other way is in a body bag, or you'll sit in the brig.
I sit in the brig for 4 years. Fuck it.
Some people choose to do
Probably
that.
the worst place to be, bro.
What?
Military prison.
Yeah, military prison is probably the worst place to be.
What do you mean? They feed you. Well, it can't be worse than Guantanamo.
Yeah, but you know how
It
you
is
go,
like Guantanamo,
you go to
bro.
jail and some of those people are dumbasses. You go to jail in the military prison and everyone's a trained killer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like they're gonna keep you in a fucking communal cell.
No, he's exactly right. Military prisons, brigs, are designed like maximum security facilities. You're in your own cell. The gate's on there all the time. It's like Alcatraz, every military prison. They're not fun. And yeah, you get your food through the little hole, but you ain't got no TV, you ain't got no room, that you can all go to and congregate, because like you said, everybody's a trained fucking killer in there.
Yeah, if you make it to jail, you're lucky if they treat you like an animal. But if you make it to jail and you have like some kind of like military background or like HPD type of background, official capacity type then they treat you like a pet. You're still an animal, but at least they would cry if you died. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, they're investing money into you.
yeah, it's crazy, bro. Jail's the worst. And I guess what made me think about that was that Jack Reacher movie.
Shit, man. Federal prisons aren't that bad.
If you got enough money.
Yeah, if you got money.
I mean, I'm just talking about the layout.
Oh, the layout, yeah. Like, they do occupy your day.
I mean, they're actually trying to reform people instead of just caging criminals.
Yeah, I could see that being a thing.
I mean, the reformation rate of prisons is so fucking low.
There is, I didn't know there was one.
There is a small percentage of people like Jacoby. He went to fucking prison.
Oh, yeah.
He plays D&D and loves Lord of the Rings.
I feel like
Crafts shit.
there's
Craft
shit,
shit, yeah.
I feel like there's a
Paints
huge
miniatures.
part of our
Feel like he
prison
beat that.
system that should be tied to a rehabilitation system, and it doesn't exist. And we always say these things like we don't have enough money, and every year
No,
we
it's not the money. It's the manpower. Who's gonna fucking? You need people that are gonna reform. People are not just gonna reform themselves. Like murderers, you need like actual psychologists and doctors that can talk to these fuckers every day.
Yeah.
They can't do that for every criminal in our country.
We have 1,000,001 soldiers that come home and they feel like they're displaced. Why don't we just use them? We give them a job.
They have PTSD.
But they are trained to not get their ass whooped by a crazy person.
Yeah, I get that, but that's like
That's a good point.
that'd be like saying they're not a psychologist. They'd basically just be like their AA sponsor.
I'm just saying a lot of
Like,
times.
hey man,
we
I know you want to go and
use-
fucking kill that guy and blow his fucking head off. I feel the same way.
Look at what I do. I took 2 people's
Dude, you
heads
do not
off.
want these fucking PTSD. Would you after you came out of the Marines, should you have gone and tried to convert a criminal a murderer to being a human, like a contributing member of society?
Absolutely not. I was not in the place, the right
He was on
mind.
amphetamines at the time.
But I wasn't on amphetamines.
I thought they were giving you like pills for your.
I didn't take any of the pills. They had me on like Lexapro, and they had me on Seroquel. And
Bunch of meds.
Like,
I got a Cyndaquil.
yeah, Cyndaquil. Yeah, whatever. No. Oh wait.
Cyndaquil is a Pokemon.
Oh no.
He just got you.
Seroquel.
Yeah, Seroquel.
It would fuck you up, and it fucked you up like your inner drive for everything, dude. It was like, I'm not taking pills for shit. But also, I wasn't even in the right state of mind then, too. And I came back out so crazy. If you put me with a criminal,
We're gonna
and
plot.
we're gonna try to reform him, we're gonna end up doing criminal shit.
We're gonna
And then
take down the
smoking
fucking establishment. Now that you mention it,
I was fucking crazy when I got out.
that'd be like saying, you know how we're gonna solve the homeless problem?
Kill
Put
the
them all in
homeless.
prison.
No, we're Marines. We just kill the homeless. Just kill them. What you do is you make them afraid of being homeless. So
You're
every
homeless,
week,
you get fucking shot.
yeah, every
Dick.
week you just you'd line 10 of them up, and then you'd have 5 rifles with 3 bullets,
Dude,
and then
that's like
3
what
of them die.
we're not Nazis.
Well, that's how you get rid of the homeless problem, though, because then if they're afraid
You just send
to
them
be
all
homeless,
to California.
they'll get jobs. They're
They
already
can
in.
all they can all
California.
fit there. Believe me, all the homeless people in America could fit in California.
That's true.
And then what?
Corned it off.
And then
Gated
California
up.
breaks off
Yes.
and
And
then
becomes
they
its
float
own
into the
island.
ocean.
Wait for the
Yeah.
Dude, they're not homeless at that point. They have a home. They
Yeah,
have the
you-
fucking whole island. Y'all figure it out. Get your hierarchy going.
Yeah.
Bro, that'd be dope.
That would be nice.
An island, California breaking off, and a whole island of homeless people like generations later. Let's see what happens.
The trash man would be the leader of
They
everyone.
just put up a big sign like, "Hey, it's been rough out here. Anybody can send over some money, please," or some shit. They
All
still
the
be
old
trying to
ho- all, like-
panhandle.
Bro, all the actors are fucking stuck there. Oh, you'd have like descendants of homeless people and descendants of actors. So there's like
So they're all pretty,
There's like a
but, like,
nobility and the
downtrodden.
poverty. That's pretty dope. There's like a whole hierarchy.
We should make that
King.
movie.
A movie? No, that I could do like maybe like a comic book or a cartoon, but not a movie.
It's like you go to some street corner and then be the homeless guy there asking for money and be like, "Hey, you know that's Tom Cruise's son." It's like
Tom
he gets
Cruise's-
the big bucks around here, bro. He gets
He
Rodeo
looks so
Drive.
grimy.
You look just like your dad. Here's $10. He gets Rodeo Drive in Hollywood Boulevard.
You think they would have money there? They'd have to get a different currency, like
Trash, man.
Botox.
Nah, they would chop up the stars in Hollywood Boulevard and make their own
They
currency.
trade trash.
It's like I got a Donald Trump here. Dude, you got a Donald Trump?
You got a
Jesus
Donald Trump,
Christ,
dude.
that's worth so much.
It's actually part of his hair, so it's good.
I would not want a Donald Trump.
Maybe in 2 generations you would.
I guess we'll see.
When there's a fucking trash barge of a country floating in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, you come.
Yeah, he'll have the
No one's
Donald
even gonna
Trumps.
know who Trump is. They're gonna have like a leader named Trump, but he's not gonna be like the Trump we know. He's gonna be like a cannibal.
There's gonna be some fucking Arab guy at the rate we're going.
Some Arab guy. What are you?
No,
talking
who's the
about?
leader?
Oh, okay. Yeah, bro, like some dude that owned like a Mercedes like sales lot.
Come get it.
He has like this gold chain that's like his sign of royalty or some shit. Dude, if you think about it, there's a lot of wealth in California. That country would do pretty well.
Bet you there's gold in that mountain.
Exactly. The gold rush.
Yeah, they don't
There's-
go in that mountain with the Hollywood sign on there. I bet you there's gold in that motherfucker.
I
There's
was
probably
reading-
gold even lower, man. Like,
I was reading earlier today from 2020 to 2021, they made 817 million in taxable marijuana funds.
Okay, it's kind of a left turn. So
Yeah, it's like almost $1 billion. in
Oh,
just
California
weed.
did.
Yeah,
Oh.
just Cali alone.
okay,
I was like, well,
Really?
there's weed in California.
plenty
That's why they need to go ahead and legalize federally.
Off tax, bro. Off tax.
of it. Yeah, they're
Excellent.
they're doing good with money, but money's fake now, so it doesn't matter.
It's backed by good intentions.
Like Skittles.
It's backed by a thumbs up.
Thumbs up, money back guarantee, not really.
Oh, did anybody watch the Spider-Man
Dude,
trailer?
the No Way Home trailer, that shit, I can't wait. There's gonna be, I think they're gonna have the Sinister Six.
I think so.
I think so because there in one of the trailers you saw Electro and Sandman.
Uh-huh.
Not in one of the trailers. In the
Not
trailer,
in
in,
the-
one of the scenes, you see Electro and Sandman. It's very short.
Yeah.
You see in one freeze frame, there's either it's Scorpion or the Lizard, and then there's Green
Thought it was a
Goblin,
lizard,
and then
Green
Doc
Goblin. Doc Ock.
and then So 1, 2, 3,
That was
4.
6.
That's 5. So there's one more. And I'm thinking it's gonna be a villain from Tom Holland's Spider-Man universe. Because the others would be from the other two. It's like 2 from each. Is what I'm thinking. Maybe because they showed at the end of No Way Home. I mean, Far From Home. I think it was either the Lizard or the Scorpion. I think it was Lizard. I can't remember.
I
Which
thought it
one.
was a lizard.
So I think they're gonna have that 2 villains from each Spider-Man universe.
Yeah, it was the lizard at the end of.
Maybe. Is it Lizard or Scorpion?
Was it
'Cause-
Scorpion?
It
Why
comes
did you just
out
say that?
in
You're over here just
113
like-
days. Are we going to see it? Yes or no?
Yeah,
What?
absolutely.
I'm down.
December 3rd.
I fuck with
co-
Spidey.
I thought it was coming out December 17th.
Either way, what do you think about Doctor Strange?
What voice?
Can't
voice
wait.
in the trailer that says "Be careful which is for" it possibly could be the lizard from the original Spider-Man. Kirk Connors, the professor.
Yeah, but he never became Lizard.
I know, but like it sounded like his voice actor, because all these villains aren't like the original. They're like variants that kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the original, you know.
Yeah. And Doctor Strange?
Oh yeah, and Doctor Strange. That's gonna be dope. There's
Yeah.
some
That's gonna
people
be
who are
the
like
best
Doctor
one.
Strange is a variant.
That's what they're saying. They're saying.
I don't know why.
Lord.
They're
That's
saying
gonna be
that
the best one.
they're like comparing all of this shit. Like, his beard was dyed black last time, and it's brown, and he has way too much gray in his hair.
He's
then
older.
he's-
Like what the
No,
fuck?
he's,
no.
that's how Doctor Strange has the gray.
But
in
he's
his hair.
also he's using a sling ring, which he hasn't used a sling ring since.
Yes, he has. He used it.
He doesn't use it in any of the Infinity War or anything like that. He doesn't use. You'll see it there. He doesn't use a sling ring. He opens it up himself.
Oh.
Maybe he's using the sling ring for a complicated spell.
It shows him opening a portal and walking through with Spidey.
Well, what would that mean? Like maybe it's a Doctor Strange that's younger,
They're saying no. It's like
pre Infinity War.
No, they're saying it's a variant Doctor Strange, or from the Doctor Strange comic book where he's evil and becomes Mephisto.
I was gonna say because this movie kind of takes like the Civil War Spider-Man.
Yeah.
When he like makes a deal with Mephisto to reverse all that stuff. You know, and this movie's making it.
Huh.
Yes,
I've got to watch the trailer.
dude. You haven't seen the trailer?
I haven't seen the
The
trailer.
whole Doctor Strange
Oh, yeah.
shit,
It looks dope.
and they compare him to that Doctor Strange as the evil Doctor Strange because he doesn't have his fucking cape, all right, and then he has he's wearing blue instead of purple, which the evil one wore blue accented over purple. There's a whole fucking thing on it, and that how his face looks, how he doesn't look like Strange would, as serious as he does. He's kind of
Like
chill,
like
you
the,
know,
the wink.
like the wink, yeah,
that doesn't seem like something he would do.
exactly. It doesn't. So they're
At
like.
the same time, though, like if you think about it, Doctor Strange has had a moment where he has to respect the continuity. His whole thing was don't touch the time stone, and he did it, and that's how he saved the whole universe.
Yeah.
And so he's gonna kind of going back to the arrogance, right? That's his veil.
Right, he is.
That's a good point.
I remember in the first one, he
This
does.
is Orko, guys, in case y'all are
Yeah,
listening.
he is
then.
kind of like a smartass. He's kind of like very Tony Starky.
He's very
But-
cocky.
With
But
one
in,
movie,
but in the Avengers movies, he's more serious because he's like, yo, we gotta fucking solve this problem.
Yeah.
It's serious.
But he solves it in a way that goes against what his whole
Yeah.
organization said not to do. It just happened to be how you had to do it.
Strange's story is like what Captain Marvel could have been, but never was. He had one movie where it showcased what he could do, what he does, what his powers are.
Oh, but
then
the
they
shit that
applied them, and they're like, "Oh shit! Thank God for Doctor Strange." Captain Marvel, she has a
Dude,
movie.
do you not realize
The
how
shit that
important Doctor Strange is to the Marvel universe? Captain Marvel is arguably not important at all.
At all. She has
Like,
her own
in-
little
in-
series, and that's it, bro. It's like
So she's-
Doctor Strange has been around for fucking decades.
In the
dude.
Infinity Gauntlet, Captain Marvel is. I think she's in it, but she's not at all in the forefront. She's just part of the droves of heroes that have to go against Thanos.
Yeah.
or whatever.
But she
Still Miss Marvel.
she had one movie,
but
where-
she's
where
not referenced
it
that
was
many
supposed
times.
to showcase why
Fucking
she's
Wolverine
so
does more than her.
so strong. And then the next time she appears, she saves the day. You
Except
know what I
one
mean?
movie was good and one wasn't.
and that's what I'm saying.
And the so there's all kinds of things working against Captain Marvel. She's not a likable actress to fans and
Carol
to
Danvers.
Brie Larson.
I like
She's-
Brie. I liked her in Scott
Pilgrim,
Pilgrim.
yes.
Yeah,
That-
but that was. Oh,
It doesn't
was
change
it.
the fact that she's a bitch.
Yeah, she was a.
Because
bitch.
she back then she wasn't super vocal about her stupid ass opinions. she's like, oh, now I got a platform. I'm gonna start talking about how these movies aren't made for straight white men. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dumbass?
They all get in their like high horse when they.
I'm like, you're like Bill Burr. Yeah.
Dance to get to the good trip.
Bill Burr said, white women have nothing to fucking complain about. They over here trying to put it all off on white men, and he says, bitch, you're sitting in the jacuzzi with me. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's number one. She's not likable to fans or the cast. Like, you could see some interviews where Don Cheadle's like don't touch me.
They
like,
even openly say like, no, she's not one of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. I'm like, shit.
yeah, she's still being hazed.
Yeah.
It was very awkward. I'm like, oh my
Very
god.
awkward.
That same interview too, Chris Hemsworth was in there, I think, and he was like actually kind of going out with her.
Yeah.
She was like.
He was like, oh well, he was like talking about doing his own stunts or whatever. Oh, she was like, I do my own stunts, and he was like, oh, you trying to be Tom Cruise? She's like, no, he's like, you're gonna try to be the next Tom Cruise. She's like, no, I'm gonna be the next me. Thank you very much. I was like, no one likes you. Like, you
What a
just
cunt.
lost. That's one part, and then the movie was bad.
Yeah, the movie
That's
was
two.
terrible.
Movie was.
The movie
And then the
was
third
horrible.
strike. It really didn't have any impact on the MCU as a whole. Like with your argument about Black Widow, which I can get behind and understand where you're coming from. It's the same thing for Captain Marvel.
The only thing
Other
they
than
needed.
the fact that like the what was it, the Kree or whatever.
Yeah.
But
The only thing they
That movie
needed
didn't need to
Captain
happen.
Marvel to do was bring Tony,
Tony Stark
Stark
back.
back from Titan. That's the only thing.
and stop Thanos from snapping once.
Yeah, but they could have easily not done that with the whole stopping from Thanos from snapping once and create another altercation and put somebody else to or some other way to get Tony home, and we would all been perfectly fine with it. We would not miss one single thing. The one thing they are doing with the Captain Marvel shit is they're splintering off like from WandaVision. You know, I did like certain things from the comics, you know, like Monica Rambeau and
She
shit
was
like
more
that.
interesting than
She
Captain
was more
Marvel.
interesting than Captain Marvel. Absolutely, her story and her mother and creation
I'd
of
like for
S.H.I.E.L.D..
them to expound on that.
Yeah,
Like,
She had a nice ass.
yeah.
Yes.
I was like, damn.
Miss Marvel series. She's
Say
gonna be
again?
in- I think she's gonna be in this Marvel series.
Okay.
But if Captain Marvel is gonna be like we need her to help with Thanos and just kind of throw a movie, it would be cool to see like Silver Surfer instead.
Bro,
Way
yeah.
more-
Silver Surfer.
like comics too.
Yeah.
He fought Thanos.
They had the Hulk actually take the place of Silver Surfer in the Infinity War because he said Thanos is coming, and that's what Silver Surfer said in the original Infinity Gauntlet comic.
That's
book.
why they had to make him come shrink back to Bruce Banner to
Yeah.
do that.
I want to
The whole
see.
solo film with Silver Surfer versus Galactus, and then he fucking comes into the Avengers.
Yeah, bro. Like I think Silver Surfer is the next big bomb dropped in the MCU.
Bro, I
Like,
want to see my
You gotta
boy
have
Doctor
Fantastic Four
Doom
first.
in
Yeah,
action.
you do.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see my boy Doctor Doom in action.
You're gonna
I
see
I wonder
him.
who they're gonna
fucking love
cast
Dr.
him
Doom.
as. I actually like the guy they cast as Doctor Doom in the original two movies with Jessica Alba. and
Yeah,
those
he-
guys.
I like him.
He looked
He
like
was
Doctor
good.
Doom. Yeah.
Yeah, but Doctor Doom is probably my favorite Marvel villain.
Thanos.
Dude's a
man.
I get it. You love Thanos. We get it.
Thanos becomes a Ravager.
Oh, and What If?
And What If?
What if's his leg?
I was like, he never does. What are you talking about?
That's genocide. I call it efficient.
I call it efficient, and they all start laughing and shit. I'm like, look at. I'm just thinking it's just Mark's argument for Thanos.
I call it
It's
efficient.
genocide, but he didn't like pick a particular group. He just kind of like
Yeah, no, he just indiscriminately killed 50% of the population.
unbiasedly. Yeah.
It's funny he
That's
says
lit.
it
That's not
because he's a
lit.
Ravager. Everybody like just like jokes.
Then
Like,
you know
ah,
who- you know who also-
oh Thanos.
You know who killed unbiasedly? Well, actually, not really. Let me. The Nazis were biased against everyone that wasn't. It's kind of like the worst biased ever.
Mostly the Jews. Though.
Everyone but Germans.
especially Jews though.
Yeah, they hated gays too and black people.
Yeah, but they really hated the Jews.
See,
Like,
that's the thing.
That's where the
like-
whole Aryan Brotherhood
Hated
gets
them.
their whole hatred of black
See,
people
that's
from.
like
I didn't even know that for
rooted
a
in
while.
hatred. Thanos, not as much.
What does
He's-
hatred have to do with being a dick?
I mean,
Like, he's just a dick. He doesn't hate anybody. He's just a dick, and he thinks he knows what's best for everybody.
yeah, it's
and
because
he
he's
doesn't.
really big.
The fact is, bro, he's imposing his will on other people's lives. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be like if you come to me
he's
and be
not-
like, "You about to eat this German chocolate cake?" I'm like, "I can't. I'm allergic to it, but it's delicious. It's my will."
And then you snap and he eats the cake.
And I die,
And he
and you're
dies.
like, "Yes, as all things should be, balanced."
You kill your daughter in the cake.
Oh yeah, what if you snap and your own kid has to eat the German chocolate cake?
What if your daughter got snapped and you lived?
It would be Thanos' will.
You're fucking
Jesus
You're a
Wow.
You're guys. He is what we call a zealot. Dude's a zealot. You're like you might as well be Ebony Maw.
No shit, bro.
Dude's Ebony Maw.
It's for the will of Thanos. It's for the will of the
I
many.
postulate at your grandeur.
Bro, you got something on your forehead, bro.
A little bit of dookie from all that brown nosing.
No, man, he's the one, man. He's the best villain.
Hey, back to Spider-Man though. Y'all think now that y'all seen the trailer, you think that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are gonna make like full-on appearances?
Hell
or just,
no.
like minor appearances.
No, I think it'll be like variant or not like we all say variant now because of goddamn Loki, but it'll be like a variation of it.
Well, they are variants technically by our standards now in the Marvel Cinematic. Anybody that's
From another reality.
is a variant.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. How the reason why, like, think about it like this: if Tom Holland's Spider-Man gets put into Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire's reality,
They all
like
get pulled into.
when he looks at himself in the mirror, he still sees himself, but to everybody else, they see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, which is why Dr. Octopus recognized him. Because he's the old Dr.
I was
Octopus
here. I
or
was
something
think
like that.
I saw a theory that he's actually not talking to that Peter. It was just a dramatic way to cut the trailer. That he's actually speaking to Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker, and not Tom Holland. And then they just cut it that way to make it look like that. They do that
They
oftentimes.
do
with
that a
trailers.
lot, yeah.
Like there's a lot of scenes in the Infinity War trailer that didn't even end up in the movie.
That's true. Very true.
Not a lot, but like there's
Well,
like
they
a
also
couple.
do it where they like scenes from the Infinity War trailer where Gamora's running with the Soul Stone or some shit like that. They don't. They show her running, but they don't have the stone in there. They don't
Yeah.
digitally put it. Same thing they did with Star Wars, where they had the trailer and they left out like a scene where the Millennium Falcon actually flies through, so you don't see it in the trailer. They do that all the time. So who fucking knows?
I think like not only are they gonna be not the full-on versions of their movies, just like the villains are gonna be slightly different. They're gonna be almost like variants of their own original movies, like Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
They're also gonna be like I think more minor appearances. I think the trailer kind of makes it seem like they're not really the focus of the film.
No, there's gonna be another trailer. Watch. There's gonna
That's
be another
true.
trailer that reveals them. They probably only showed us the first 20 minutes of the movie
Yeah.
and clipped all those from like those 20
I hope
minutes.
They don't show it. If they
They're
are in the film, they are gonna be. I hope they don't show them in the film. But I'm most excited for fucking Charlie Cox and Daredevil, bro. That's back.
Who?
Charlie Cox, Daredevil.
Oh, the guy from the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good Daredevil.
They're saying that they're gonna reboot, like a soft reboot, but have him introduced again through this movie.
Dope.
And they're gonna be
Dope.
making all
Oh,
the
that makes
references
sense
to-
because he lives in Hell's Kitchen, New York, which is where not where, but
So
Spider-Man
he's
lives in New
basically
York.
He's gonna make a minor appearance as his lawyer against this whole thing, and then he's also gonna make
Dude.
the She-Hulk series and the Hawkeye
Nice.
series.
She-Hulk is a lawyer.
She-Hulk is a lawyer.
And it's more focused on that side of it too.
Awesome.
Really-
Well, that's good. I want a grounded She-Hulk thing before she like goes
Marvel
into
doing
all
their
the-
continuity right
Man,
there.
yeah, I
Getting
just
their
realized-
Kevin
shit
Feige.
done.
We all have to thank Kevin Feige.
Yeah, I just realized that Loki makes all of those past Spider-Mans canon.
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
Yes, he does. That was what they're saying. Yeah.
And technically the Fantastic Four movies too, and all the X-Men movies.
Yeah, because they can
That is
exist.
so
Like,
like
crazy.
if you want to think of it as canon, technically it is because there's infinite reality.
Now there's infinite. Now that was the whole point of like when you see the multiverse.
That's genius,
and
for
everything.
real.
yeah.
Genius. That was the
Wow.
whole.
That's not even Disney. That
was the whole point.
Marvel, Kevin Feige.
Yes,
they're
that was the whole point
geniuses.
of the WandaVision input of what's his face, her brother. Yeah,
That is true. I didn't even think about
That
that.
was-
He was a variant.
it was purposely
Oh
done.
no, he
that
wasn't.
way.
Wasn't he like?
He's a variant.
But he wasn't the Quicksilver. That was the same guy, but he wasn't Quicksilver.
He wasn't
He-
quick.
he
no,
was
he was
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver from
But his
that
name,
reality.
But his name. No, do you not remember? Exactly.
And he was made to think he was Quicksilver. It's just the actor. They just
Yeah,
wanted-
exactly.
Oh yeah, at the very very end.
He was
yeah.
not. He was not Piotr or whatever his name is. Pietro.
That's also a cool thing
His
about
name
how,
was.
like,
His last name was Boner.
Yeah, yeah. Remember he
You
was
remember
like
that?
Oh,
he had
and
like
that's why
puka
he looked
necklace
at
and a
the thing
beanie.
said boner.
he was
That's
kept
right.
in the room the whole time basically.
Aha,
yeah, I
aha,
remember.
aha.
But it's
Yeah,
kinda
yeah.
cool, like that's how the MCU works with they kind of warm up the fans to certain things by like
then
introducing
just-
concepts before they fully give it to you.
Yeah,
And then just slam them in the face.
which is why they probably wanted they were like we got to do WandaVision first.
Dude, they
That's
can
why
ma-
they
Kinda
waited.
See another actor in the universe without it being technically that.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna be warmed up to when you see it in Spider-Man and other projects too.
dude.
Yeah, Loki was the
We're gonna
the
have
bridge.
they can keep this up for decades.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Like the first 10 years was amazing, bro. Like no one was ready for that.
No, imagine. So now they can just do. They have. It's not like they don't have the literature.
There.
That was one thing. That's one thing we learned with
There's
like Game of
infinite-
Thrones and things like that. When you run out of the actual literature that you're basing the shit off of, shit becomes garbage. But there's infinite.
Yeah, they've been making
books.
comics forever.
And so many story arcs that were successful, which
Yeah.
they were like, and they're probably at the point in the comic books where like, well, we can do a sequel to the story arc, or we can bring it live action. Let's put it on the fucking TV and in the movies.
That's
But
what DC's
fucking
doing, and I'm liking that.
Genius. Yeah.
DC is moving in a good direction. They haven't proven themselves to me yet, though.
Yeah.
Because Wonder Woman 1984 was not good. But Suicide Squad was amazing, but it was directed by a Marvel director, basically.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really... And then, but all the good thing is James Gunn is directing that show. But what are they going to do? Oh, I hear... What are they going to do about, like, the other movies? Like, you have someone great like James Gunn, but you... With Marvel, they have all these directors that are amazing and they work well together. You have, like the Russo brothers, you have Taika Waititi, James Gunn, obviously. Kevin Feige's an amazing producer. You don't have that at DC right now.
My thing
Not
is,
really.
like, you
Zack
keep-
Snyder, I guess. Zack Snyder,
Zack
honestly,
Snyder.
should be the producer
for
of
all
all
of them.
the like the executive producer for all of the DC movies. He should be the Kevin Feige.
Yeah, because his movies were still good even before
Snyder
the Snyder
Cut-
Cut.
They keep
No,
alienate a lot of
so
people,
actually,
so-
the Justice League movie was not good. Then the Snyder Cut, which was what it should have been, was good. And it was really just because they had trimmed back so much. I guess the studio didn't want to make such a long movie.
Mhm.
But bro, like look at Lord of the Rings. Those movies are 3.5, 4 hours long. Like no one care. People will go see a long movie if it's good.
Yeah, if it's good, I'll watch it for 3 hours.
Yeah,
That's
like
the problem with these
the
corporate
Spider-Man
outfits, though.
runtime
Oh, yeah.
got released. What was it?
What was it?
Spider-Man runtime?
Was it like 2 hours?
2:35.
That's good. That's good. First 30 minutes to establish all the issues, and then maybe like start to show what like some developments.
Yeah,
then
and then you're gonna have
time.
a huge fucking
middle act.
middle act,
Yeah.
like just fucking chopping
Because
shit.
movies
over
are
it.
usually put into 3 acts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, I
Sounds
guess we
great.
can go ahead and wrap up this episode of the podcast.
Oh, I got a
guys.
Grub update.
A Grub update.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
shit.
my boy Joseph.
Yeah. God.
So it was Mark actually went in and saw him, or when he came into work today, right when I was leaving.
Yeah.
And I was just like saying hi to him or whatever. And then I turn around and Joseph's sitting there and he's like, hey, that's one of them? Because he listens to the podcast.
That's one of them.
He's like, who? Which one is that? Mark? And I was like, I was like, no, it's the Crow. He's like, that's the Crow. He's like, I didn't think that was Papa G. You guys- I started laughing. I was like, but yeah, he's still doing grubby things though. Like this customer called in.
Still doing grubby things.
This customer called in and placed this order, right? And they wanted like blackened salmon, whatever, potatoes and green beans. And so we get their order, and then a chick calls in, and it's like, hey, do y'all accept Apple Pay? And I was like, no, because we don't. And then it hangs up. And then the guy who placed the order called in again, and like this time Laurel picks it up, and he wants to now pay for his food over the phone. So we've been allowing people paying food over the phone when it's like busy to-go hours, because of COVID and all that stuff. We've allowed some of that, but then you still got to be suspicious up for the suspicious stuff too, So Laurel, she's like, hey, was that your friend who ordered this food or whatever? I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes like, well, the person just that ordered that food wants to pay over the phone. Do you know him? I'm like, what makes you think I know this person? No, I don't fucking know him. Like, no, like it's just some guy. And it's like, now they're trying to pay over the phone. And she was like, yeah. I was like, tell him fuck no, not doing that. So she tells him, no, we're not gonna take it. You got to come in and pay. Well, then the food, they never came in.
We got
was
scam
like-
artists that come into this fucking
Yeah.
place.
They
What
never,
did the grub do?
So I saved the food for the grub, even though it was a couple hours. It's salmon, you can heat it up in the microwave. I didn't refrigerate it or anything. I just kind of left it in the bag sitting on the bar because it was to-go food and I
You're gonna
forgot
get
about
sick.
it. Hey, nah, that man eats refuse. So my my thing was I'm gonna give it to him so that he doesn't eat stuff. Like it fills him up, right? Like a meal.
Put it in the fridge then.
Well, I only thought about it. I didn't know he worked that day.
Okay.
I only thought about it whenever I saw him walk in. I'm like, oh, Joseph's here. I'm gonna give him this food. But I'm giving him this food as I had just bust another table. And as I'm explaining to him the story, like I just told y'all, and handing him the food, he sees the shrimp tails from the bar customer just eating the shrimp, and he just starts and snacking on them right in front of me. I'm
The
like, what
grub
the fuck are
strikes
you
again.
fuck are you doing? And he was just like, oh yeah. I was like, I got you this food. Take the food. And then I started laughing. I love the kid.
Bro,
Yeah,
you're
it's actually
handing him
funny.
food and he's still eating off of somebody's plate,
it's
bro.
actually- It's actually pretty cute. Michael's taking a shine to this kid, even though he
he's
eats out
great.
of the garbage. Not the garbage. He's not digging
It's
through
the
the garbage.
garbage, bro. And then I was just
Garbage,
like,
yes.
He's not digging out of the garbage though.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past
I
him.
haven't seen him dig out of the garbage. I'm giving him that benefit of the doubt.
Well, it's because if he were to dig out of the garbage, he would probably
It's
do
funny
it without
that
being
we're
seen.
It's funny that we're talking about garbage right now because the last episode, we ended on not eating garbage, and now once again the message of this podcast is don't eat fucking garbage.